This tutorial is going to show you how to do the Kleki shading project. And first thing you're going to do is go to Google Images and find an image of something very simple, like an apple, a banana, a basketball. The trick though, it has to be a photograph, and you have to choose something that has lighting. If you look at this apple, you can see that the apple is darker in some areas, lighter in others, because there is a light cast on the object. That's super important, otherwise it will not work. In Kleki, to get the image that was saved to the desktop, you hit the yellow folder, and it'll look for the photos on your desktop. And I'm going to choose as image. It doesn't really matter. You can do as layer or as image. I think I'm going to do as image. And your image is going to be in Kleki. Now I'm going to hit the plus sign and add a layer. So now you should have two layers. One layer with your image, the original image, and now a layer on top that's empty and ready for sketching. So you're going to click on the eyedropper, and you're going to put your mouse over a section of the apple, and that ring is going to show the different colors. What you want to do is color in each section by color. So when I go to the eyedropper and I put it over the apple, that color will it'll turn into a brush, and that color will be that exact color the eyedropper picked. It might take a little getting used to, but if you watch me, you can see I go to the eyedropper, it picks up the color, I start to brush. And I only brush on that color. You only want to brush in that specific color. Once I've covered everything with that shade, I'm going to go back to the eyedropper, choose a different shade, and brush again. And you're going to keep repeating. So eyedropper, select a shade, brush over that section, go back to the eyedropper, go to a different section, it'll pick it up, and you start brushing. I'm going to speed up the film now. So now I want to check and see what my progress is. So I'm going to go to the layers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my two layers. I'm going to go to the image layer, the original, and shut it all the way down. You see when I use that slider, I can see like kind of where I am, and it kind of helps me find the empty spots. So I'm going to go over those spots. I'll speed it up again. So I'm going to go back to my apple, and now I'm going to make a new layer. It's going to be layer 3. I'm going to put it in between the image and the one that I just sketched. And the reason I'm adding this layer is because if I turn the opacity down on the original image, I can see the empty spots. And on this new layer that I added, I'm going to fill in those spaces with red. The reason I'm not doing it on the layer that I drew most of the apple on is because then I'm going to start covering up different sections. Basically, by adding this new layer, I look at the empty spots and I fill in those empty spots, and it doesn't harm the original sketching that I've done. Note that this layer with my original image is all the way turned down. Okay, my apple's done. I'm going to add another layer now, and this layer is going to go on top of the image, and I am going to use the paint bucket tool and turn my background white. And the reason that it worked so well is because I used the paint bucket instead of the brush. The brush I could have used, but it would take longer. And make sure that the layer that you're coloring white is underneath your sketch. Otherwise, you're going to cover up your apple with a white square. If you do that by accident, just move that layer underneath and you'll see it pop through. That's it. To save it, you're going to hit the blue arrow down button in the upper right corner, and you're going to hit save, and you can upload it to Otis.